Hey, it's me, MLB. Here's chapter 59 of Touched. This one is titled Taken Away. You woke up that morning feeling a little better. I guess I just need to get that test to see if I really am pregnant or not, you thought as you rolled out of bed. You got up and changed into some proper clothes to go to the pharmacy, taking Brian's handbag for good luck, of course. You entered the shop and headed straight for the pregnancy test aisle. You knew exactly where it was after being in it about 4 times yesterday. You walked straight up to the shelf and bent down, picking up the first one that you came across and quickly walking to the counter with it. "Ah, no," you wailed when you saw the checkout clerk was a teenage boy. "Oh, this is terrible." He called you to step forward and you handed the pregnancy test over, ready for him to ask you questions or make comment about it, but to your surprise he just scanned it and put it in a bag. "That'll be $20, thanks," he said in a bored tone. "Oh," you said softly. "Oh, I was expecting this to be a much harder transaction," you thought. You paid and left, quickly making your way home to do the test. At the same time that you were heading home, Darby was on his way to pay you a visit. He didn't usually do his villain work during the broad daylight, as it was too risky, but he knew that Hawks would be at work now, and this would be his only chance to get you alone. Hawks strolled into his work that morning proud as punch. I'm going to have a little chick in the nest soon," he thought happily as he strolled to the elevator and pressed the up button, waiting for the doors to open. "Hey, Hawks," a fellow co-worker greeted as he walked up beside the winged hero. "Morning, Captain," Hawks replied cheerfully. "Captain," the worker replied with a laugh. "You're in good spirits today?" "I'm always in good spirits," Hawks replied with a closed-eyed, wide smile. "Yeah, okay, good point," the co-worker replied with a chuckle. "But still, I feel like you're extra happy. It's good though," he added. Just then the elevator doors opened and the two hopped in to go upstairs. After exiting the elevator, Hawks entered his office and walked to his desk to sit down. The receptionist rang as his backside hit the seat. "Hawks, the president wants to..." "Ah, yes, of course. I knew I was having too good a day today. She just has to come and ruin it. Send her up," Hawks monotoned as he slumped his cheek in hand. "Okay," the receptionist replied sadly as she hung up. She knew what a pain the president could be. A few minutes later there was a knock on Hawks's office door. "Come in," he called, trying not to sound angry. "We need to talk," the president said darkly as she entered the room. "Ah, you remembered to knock this time," Hawks replied dryly. "Well done. Would you like a gold star on your progress chart?" "I have no time for games," the president snapped angrily as she marched over to his desk and slammed her hands down onto it. "You know what I find funny? Every agent that has been sent to keep an eye on you hasn't returned," she said, narrowing her eyes at the coy, relaxed winged hero. "And now my second in charge has gone missing." "What are you trying to say, Prez?" Hawks asked pointedly as he narrowed his own eyes and flicked his wings out as he settled back, with his cheek against closed fist and a finger resting on his cheek. "I'm saying that all my men are disappearing whenever they're involved with you. Coincidence?" "Oh, if that's the conclusion that you've drawn, then maybe you shouldn't be sending them to me," Hawks replied darkly, a very serious look in his keen golden eyes. There was an intense stare-off between the two leading people. Then the president spoke again. "This is all going in a case against you," she said lowly. "You're just digging your own grave," Hawks replied immediately, his unwavering gaze causing the president to feel a little uneasy. Hawks then felt something. His feathers twitched slightly as a wave of panic washed over him. "I have to go," he said with fear as he jumped up and turned, bolting for the office window and smashing through it as he took off at top speed across the city, heading towards home. Back at home, you entered the house and closed the door behind you, walking to the kitchen bench and taking the pregnancy test out to look it over. "How do you do this thing?" you thought as you opened the packet and read the leaflet. "Okay, so I pee on it. That's disgusting, but whatever." You stood there thinking a moment about whether or not you actually needed to go to the bathroom. "I guess I'll just drink some water or something." You walked to the cupboard and grabbed a glass, then went to the fridge to get yourself a drink. 15 minutes later saw you awkwardly collecting a sample of urine on a stick and then put the cap back on it and placed it down on the side of the bathroom sink, waiting to see the results. The leaflet said that it would state very clearly if you were pregnant or not by showing a pregnant sign or not pregnant sign. You paced back and forth, looking at the little screen occasionally as you passed. Finally the results popped up and you gasped as you stepped back against the opposite bathroom wall, one hand over your mouth as a tear fell from your eye. You heard the front door open and ran out of the bathroom. "Hawks, is that you? Baby, I got the Who are you? You asked in shock and fear as a man, who was not your husband, casually strolled into your house. He had gnarly purple burns all up both arms and across his jaw, large silver staples connecting the unburnt flesh of his cheeks to his scarred jawline as his intense turquoise eyes smouldered into you from beneath heavy-lidded eyelids. "Hey, Yin," he said with a devilish smirk. Who are you? I'm not Yin, I'm... No, I don't think you heard me. Listen properly this time, he said in a commanding, rich voice. I called you by your correct name, Yin Lin. Your lungs seized and you panicked as he started to walk purposefully towards you. You backed away, not knowing where to run. Quirk, I need to use my quirk. What word? What word? Terror, I'll use terror. You stopped and readied your hand by your side as the man in black approached you. As he reached out to grab you, you flung your hand up to touch him with your quirk, but he quickly evaded your attack, and before you knew it, he had apprehended you and spun you around, pulling your body back against his. His movements seemed eerily similar to Hawks's that night that you thought that the winged hero was going to hand you over to the government. Who are you? You whimpered. What do you want with me? The guy leaned his head forward onto your shoulder, his cold silver staples running along your cheekbone as he rested his head there. Name's Darby, he replied lowly. And as for, what do you want with me? Well, he said with a devilishly low chuckle, you'll just have to come with me to find out. No, please no, you cried, tears spilling down your cheeks as he turned you around and walked you out the front door. A few minutes later, Hawks came shooting through the open front door. Oh, damn, he spat as he entered. Yin, answer me, baby. Silence was his only reply. He shot into each room of the house, praying that you were hiding somewhere, but the place was empty. He saw the bathroom light on and flew in, severely disappointed when you weren't in there either. He was about to leave the room when he saw the pregnancy test sitting on the side of the bathroom sink. He walked over and looked at the screen. It was positive. You were pregnant. Ooh, it's getting interesting, folks. Stay tuned for the next chapter, 60.